Hiya, PS.
My name is Cash.
My name is Isabella.
And my name is Emerald.
We are here today to interview the best-selling author of the Pony Club Secrets and Pony Club Rivals,
Stacy Gregg.
Hi everyone.
Our first question for you is, when did you first realise that you wanted to be a writer?
Oh, I think when I was still at school, when I was at primary school, I loved writing. I loved doing my own creative writing. And I wrote a lot of poetry. And the good thing about writing poems is that you can get them done and finished in one sitting, because I think often you'll find when you're doing your own creative writing that getting a work finished is quite tough. Mm-hmm. So that's the good thing about poetry. My poems were terrible. They were very rhymey, and they were about things like the wind or the sea, and they weren't that very good, but I practiced playing with language. So yes, always wanted to be a writer.
Our next question is, did you grow up with horses?
I was just telling everyone in the talk I just gave that when I was 8 years old, I really wanted a pony for my birthday, and I got a bicycle. And then the next year when I was 9, I really wanted a pony for my birthday, and I got a pig, like a live baby piglet. But I did finally get a pony when I was 10, and I've had ponies when I was a little girl, and now I have my own horse. His name is Cam, and he is very cool, except he's a bit naughty. He likes to bite, so his nickname is Sharky.
Another question that we have for you is, where did you get the inspiration for your books?
Oh, well, the first series I wrote, which is called Pony Club Secrets, which you mentioned in the introduction so well, I wrote that about my childhood at Pony Club in Ngarawahia, where I went to Ngarawahia Pony Club, and I just imagined what if I went on to be like a world-class Olympic equestrian. And that's kind of how I did all of those books early on. I would imagine, what if something really exciting happened? Because nothing really that exciting happened to me at Pony Club, but what if there was someone evil who was trying to turn the Pony Club into a golf club? Or what if somebody stole my horse? Or what if my horse turned out to actually be a super amazing horse from a special riding school in Spain, and I would have to go to Spain to get the foal back? That sort of thing. So I just started out with like a real life thing, and then I just made it bigger and bigger in my mind, which I think is another thing you can do in your writing, is take something really ordinary that's happened to you and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's how you get fiction.
Typically, how long does it take you to write a book?
Oh, well, when I was doing Pony Club Secrets, I would write 2 books a year. When I was doing my standalone novels, like The Princess and the Foal and the new one that's out now, The Forever Horse, they would be like a whole year, and that would be like 3 months of research, 3 months of writing, 3 months of editing, and then 3 months of going on tour and talking to kids in schools and doing things like that. Now I have a new series, Spellbound Ponies, and they are for 5 to 8 year olds. They're a bit shorter, they've got illustrations throughout, which is really fun, and I write probably one of those every 3 months.
In your story, The Thunderbolt Pony, one of the characters has OCD. What made you decide to make it like that?
Well, that's a really good question. This is one of the books that I've written that I love the most, that means a lot to me. And it's also a book that hopefully is about to be made into a feature film, and it's set in Kaikoura in the South Island. It's my only standalone novel that's set in New Zealand. And the OCD issues that I wrote about in the book, that my main character Evie has OCD, were based partly on me touring in Christchurch after the earthquakes and talking to kids who had post-traumatic stress issues, but also my own daughter Isadora has OCD, and so she worked with a clinical psychologist to learn how to manage her OCD, and so I really wanted to write a book that kids with OCD could read and they would understand that it's quite a common condition, and that there are ways to combat your OCD and manage it. And so that was where the idea for that book came from. That's a very good question. Thank you.
Who is a person or author that you look up to?
Oh gosh, a person or author that I look up to. Well, when I was writing my first series, Pony Club Secrets, I totally thought that all the New Zealand horse riders, like Sir Mark Todd, they were just like superstars to me. So I think if I could ever live my life again, I would love to have been an Olympic horse rider, but I was just not brave enough. So that's why I wrote the books, because in your books you can write your characters and you can do all these things that you can't do in real life. So I guess horse riders were who I looked up to, not other authors quite so much as other riders.
What do you enjoy doing in your spare time when you're not writing?
Oh, I like to ride my horse, which is really fun. And I go out and see him. He lives out in Muriwai, and I go out and see him sort of 5 or 6 times a week. And we do riding through the forest together. And in the middle of winter, it's really nice because you'll often see deer in the forest and possums, and it's really fun.
We know that you originally wanted to be a vet, but it didn't end up working out. What happened there?
Oh, well, it's a long story actually about me not being able to quite take the right subjects at school. But I don't know if I would have been a good vet because I'm such a softie. I would have just gone, oh, look at the cute puppy, look at the cute kitten, rather than actually going, right, okay, I have to fix these animals and do, serious medical work. I'm not sure I would have been cut out for it. But I am actually right now working on a TV series about vets that hopefully will come to the screen sometime in the near future, because I've been doing some television writing since Pony Club Secrets became Mystic and became a TV series. I wrote a couple of the episodes for that, and now I'm working on a TV series about vets.
Do you hope to continue the book series, or do you see yourself going in a different path?
Well, I think I'll be able to do a bit of both. I'll be able to write for television, and I'll be able to write the books. The Spellbound Ponies books are new. I've been doing some picture books with my friend Ruth Paul. We do the Mini Winnie series together, which is for younger kids, sort of 3 to 5 year olds. So that's the great thing about being a writer, is if you have writing skills, you can do all sorts of things with them. I used to be a journalist before I wrote books, so I've always made a living as a writer. So I guess I will always be a writer. I just might do different sorts of writing.
Do you have any words of advice for your readers?
Any words of advice for my readers? Well, I guess if you want to be writers, it is a fantastic career. Like I just said, you can do all sorts of things with your writing. And I would say plan your stories before you start. Make sure they have a beginning, a middle, and an end in your mind. I always do. I plan them out. And I don't stick to the plan, but it's good to have a plan, because that way you know you're going to get finished. And getting finished is quite tough when you're writing books. And maybe write something short to start with, like a poem or a short story.
Thank you so much for coming, and we hope you enjoyed your interview with us.
I did enjoy my interview. You guys are so professional.
Bye.